What's up guys, this is Astranox, Idle Moon Rabbit, video number 5. This is about summoning for pets, and I've been saving my rubies guys for a long time because I felt like there would be an event about pets, and I was right, so it paid off, and now I can go for the pets that I still don't have. And if you're wondering like which pets should I go for, you know, you don't have any, you might just have a few, you're wondering who the hell do I get, right? Who's worth going for? So the cow is really good because you can get more chances to have treasure show up when you're grinding. That means more gold and I believe experience as well. So it's good, but it's not game breaking. It's like a small increase in the appearance of those treasure chests, not a massive deal. The one that I like is, what is the name of the Phoenix? That's it. The Phoenix has normal monster damage increase. That's pretty sweet when you're grinding. So you might be able to grind a higher floor. So you're going to end up with more resources. You're going to be able to get higher quality weapons when you're grinding, and you merge them up to stellar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. And there's other pets that increase damage. One pet that is really cool is the pet that increases the mana per second. So basically you don't need any skill on you to actually recover your MP. You can just have this pet, and I show you guys when I get the pet how effective it actually is, right? So I show you with just one copy, and then, you know, I awaken the pet later on, and you can see sort of like the difference, the improvement. And I'm doing that with every pet that I get, and you're gonna be seeing the growth of my character, how much, you know, power I'm getting out of these pets. And I'm gonna be just talking about like which pet that you should go for as I'm showing you guys my summoning sessions. So Mir is pretty sweet with that MP regen per second. Really liking the flexibility of not having a spell, a skill that just, you know, allow you to recover your MP. Not having to actually wear one of those skills is pretty nice. So yeah, more flexibility. It opens up more different builds. Maybe you want to run a gloom spamming build, which requires the legendary power on it. So you can just spam it, but that is very MP intensive. To be honest, I have not tried the build just using the MP regen per second, and I normally run, you know, 1 or 2 skill that allow me to recover my MP, right? So like the Ice God Spear, and I use like the Ice Buffing skill that freezes monster around you with the legendary power. It recovers MP per second when it's activated. So here we go with the pet limited summoning event. Really hyped that they actually added this event because it's very hard to actually get pets. The chance to get a legendary pet is, I believe, 0.6%, right? And that is pretty rough. Another problem is that you don't know which pet you're gonna end up with when you hit that guarantee legendary pet draw. But during this limited event, of course, you can choose 2 pets, and when you hit the guarantee, the pity system will reward you with one of these 2 pets. It's a guarantee. It cannot be any other pet. When you hit 100% and you draw, you can just do a draw 1, right? And I show you guys these things. The summon chance to get one of these 2 pets is of course higher. And also what's really cool in Idle Moon Rabbit is then like when you end up getting one of the whatever, like could be a legendary pet, it could be a legendary skill. When you don't hit the pity, when you're not there yet, and you end up getting a legendary whatever before, you actually lose, I believe, 30% of the pity progress bar. Instead of like resetting the bar all the way back to 0%, having a reduction of 30% only is pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. So pet is definitely something that I have not pulled a lot of. And as you guys know, if you have watched my other 4 videos for Idle Moon Rabbit, I show you guys a bunch of stuff. I show you how you can progress as a free-to-play player, because I'm a free-to-play player and I've been saving these 600,000 rubies upward, like over that amount for this summoning session right here. And as a free-to-play player, you can do the same. You can just save your rubies for when those limited events happen. So it's a limited event for skills draw. You can select 2 legendary skills of your choosing. Pet is the same deal. You can see 0.6% chance to draw a legendary pet. It's really rough. So I'm really happy about this pity system that they have in the game. And man, it feels good when you are able to actually get a legendary pet before you hit the pity. So as you can see, a reduction of 30% of that progress bar for the pity. It's quite nice. And I show you guys what my power increase is like when I, level up these pets. And there's going to be some awakening happening plus leveling, and I'll show you guys the difference. You have an inventory effect for every pet, right? A lot of stuff in the game. You got inventory effect for skills, for pets, for equipment. And the inventory effect is very important to understand that it's permanently active. You just need to acquire, right? The pet, the skill, the weapon. And this inventory effect will just be turned on forever. So when you have things that you don't need to actually equip that allow you to get more power, stuff like MP regen per second, that is a huge deal. It definitely opens a lot of doors when you have stuff like that. And like, I'm getting questions in the comment section like, why do you level up every weapon, every like equipment weapons? Well, it's because of the inventory effect. They have various stats that they increase, and it's very nice to have those permanently on, right? Same thing with skills. You got gold gain increase, XP gain increase, and you have skill damage increase. All that part of the inventory effects depending on the quality of the skill. And pets have some pretty unique things as well. So outside of MP regen per second, of course, you can get damage increase, right? You can get critical damage increase, you can get minimum damage rate increase, max damage rate increase. You can get the ones that don't boost the power much are, of course, the defensive inventory effects like flat defense and flat health. You're just not gonna get much growth at all out of these. So you gotta be careful about, drawing for those type of pets if you're trying to, push your power higher. So you can grind a higher stage, you can push your ranks higher on the leaderboard. So at the end of the week, you actually get better rewards. It's important to do all these things, right? And summoning for the right pets is quite important. So I talked about the cow. It's pretty nice having treasure showing up, giving you a nice, it's small boost. It's nothing dramatic, right? And also the Phoenix. I like it because you just need to actually equip the pet. You don't need to have the pet equipped on the first position. It can be on the second, third, or fourth if you have those slots activated. I only have 3 activated. The fourth one, I think I need to clear the chapter number 6 in the story. And to unlock slot number 2 and 3 for pet, it's just like progressing in the story. So the second one might be like after clearing chapter 3, I forgot. And then next one is like chapter 5. And yeah, I think the fourth one might be chapter 6 or 7, something like that, right? So other things that you can get out of these pets are like this pet right here. This is one for the Guild War, the mode where you actually fight that boss. You're just gonna end up getting, I believe, more damage when you're fighting. Wait a second, that boss is not actually about damage. It's actually about defeating the monsters that spawn as fast as possible. So I'm not actually sure it can actually help your score in there. But for Illidius of, I believe, what is it, Fire and Light, that pet will actually increase the amount of damage you're able to do in that piece of content in your guild, right? So it's actually pretty nice. And I really like the buff that you lay down on the floor. You have to stand on it. And then you're going to get, I believe for 8 seconds, you will be getting a boost in fire and lightning damage. And that's pretty hype because my build is about fire and lightning, right? Like that's where it's at. So I'm getting so much value out of that pet when it gets activated. I'm laying there, I'm like standing in the spot, the circle that is pretty massive. It's hard not to be standing on it unless you're like chasing monsters, corners of the map or something, right? So getting some legendary pets, whatever it is, legendary pet, skills, weapons, before you hit the pity is real nice. There is actually pity now for weapons, you know, your weapon draw, your friend weapon draw, but I'm against pulling for weapons, be it for Moon Rabbit or, you know, Lin or Nia, right? So I don't pull for that because I'm a free-to-play player, and pulling for skills is where it's at, especially during the events. But now with the pet draw event, yes, you can go and draw for your pet during those limited events, but pets are not that big of a deal. Like I talked about, the MP per second pet is actually real nice. Like, if you could get that pet earlier on, it will definitely help you out a lot, because you might be struggling with your MP, and you might not have the luxury of actually pulling for skills that allow you to regen your MP over time faster. Like Ice God Spear is the legendary skill. I believe, not Ice Orb, it's the Ice Buffing skill that increases your damage output. That regens your MP, your mana points per second as well. But like, those are legendary skills, right? Like, if you couldn't get access to a limited skill pulling event, then you might not be able to get those skills. Phoenix Force is the skill. That is the best skill for a free-to-play player, and that's where I'm just getting my legendary book. I'm purchasing more copies so I can just awaken that thing non-stop, right? And you're just gonna be able to do so much tremendous damage, tremendous single target damage, which is going to be pushing your rankings in all pieces of content. And you have a legendary power that you can get on Phoenix Force that allow you for it to hit 2 additional targets. So you're hitting 3 targets at the same time 10 times per second, which is ridiculous damage, right? So it sort of like acts as an area of effect damage dealing skill, but also it's just doing so many things. It's boosting your damage output with all your skills, your auto attack as well. It is regenerating your life per second, on top of, by itself, like dealing insane damage, just stomping on the boss or monsters. It's ridiculous. Also, during events where you need to hit the boss or the targets multiple times per second, Phoenix Force is actually really nice. So definitely the go-to skill when it comes down to just getting skills as a free-to-play player. You know, limited skill pulling event, Phoenix Force. If there's a new skill, you know, like the last 2 skills that got released, Rune of Ruins, that's good, but the, man, Mjolnir, the one that gives the power of Mjolnir that I have on top of my head, I forgot the name of the skill. It's the massive lightning circle that pulls all the monster to you, then they blow up, deals tremendous damage, and then Mjolnir is on top of your head dealing damage every, I believe, like 3 seconds or something like that. So that legendary skill is pretty intense to deal with normal monsters, but dealing with bosses, you're just not getting so much damage out of that thing, and that's where Phoenix Force comes in. Like, Phoenix Force, you can base your whole build around Phoenix Force and use various skills to increase the amount of damage that the target, the boss or normal monsters will be taking, right? So like having Tornado reducing the defense of the monsters is a big deal. You know, shredding 30% of their defense will be skyrocketing your damage that you're able to output. Various buffing skills, Blessed Light, I think it's called, like a skill that lasts a certain amount of seconds that boosts your damage output. You want to just like load up on different things like that to just increase your damage output as much as possible, so you can just increase the damage output of the Phoenix Force as much as possible. You're just buffing your overpowered skill as much as possible, so you can just do as much damage as possible in every piece of content, and that will just allow you to end up getting more rewards every week, and that's very good as a free-to-play player. So as you saw in the video, I got every pet. I'm very fortunate, especially the last pull where I managed to actually get the final pet, man, before hitting the pity. That was really good. It was definitely a feel-good moment right there. So it was not because these pets are all good. It was mostly for collection purpose, and when you unlock a pet, you can just get it awakened by going in the defense tab in the shop and just use the currency from the defense piece of content, right? So it's gonna be fine. Like, I just wanted them to be unlocked because I don't know when's the next pet limited event for drawing for pets, right? Because the limited skill event, they're not happening that often. So the next event I'm looking forward to is the skill drawing event, but maybe they introduce new skills to the game. So I'm gonna be saving my rubies mostly for new skills because I can just power up what I have using legendary tomes, and I believe that is the strategy to go for. So for pets, you need to be pulling for pets that allow you to just grind more easily. So the MP per second pet is a big deal, Mir, I believe, and having more normal damage is cool for grinding, but also like increasing your just damage output, all your damage. I'm talking about like crit damage increase is nice, min damage rate, max damage rate. These things will just like increase your damage output in every single piece of content, which is really, really good. So you should aim for those pets before going for the pets that increase you know, your defense or your health. Those are the last ones to get, but the ones that have a power like increased damage against like the world boss, it's not that big of a deal. That's just one piece of content, guys. Like, you shouldn't worry about that. Or even the pet, I mean, the one that increases your damage and like regen your life per second, for fire and lightning, for Elitius of fire and light, that's a pretty nice pet, and I'm happy that I actually got that pet like early on in the game. That was really nice. But you know, you gotta like check all these things and figure out where you're struggling the most. But I think MP per second is definitely real nice, and like I said, it just enables so many different things. And you're going to be able to just load up on skills that you don't have to worry about, like, oh, they're going to be consuming too much MP, or, oh man, I need to bring these two skills or that one skill that regen my MP per second. No, you don't have to worry about it anymore because you can just go in the defense portion of the shop and just keep on awakening that mirror pet, so you just get a high amount of MP per second if you are struggling in that department. But as you can see, I'm just grinding, and I'm perfectly fine with the MP region that I have now, having it on the first awaken. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think about that in the comment section. How was your luck to pull for pets? Let us know. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all. Yeah, do. Peace out for now.